Welcome to Sherpa Dave's Race Recon series. On this channel, I try and make Zwift more fun and more approachable for riders young and old. As you can see, I fall more into the old category myself, but I don't let that stop me. If you like what you see here today, why don't you take a look at some of the other videos that we have on the channel, and if you like those, maybe hit that subscribe button down in the bottom corner.
So it is Team Time Trial number 119, and we go back to New York City where we were only a couple of weeks ago, but this is 3 laps of the Astoria Line 8 route. So called because that was the first line on the New York subway, hence the train on my splash screen. Let's take a look at the route itself through the map. We head northbound up the east side, clockwise around the Harlem Loop on the north side of the park, and then southbound on the other side of the park before looping clockwise again, the south side, and then heading up Cat's Paw Hill to the finish. 3 times, and that's your race. Let's take a look at a different view of the map. You start, you head down and do the tricky southern loop. You can see it's a bit of a roller coaster. Back up the southern west side, northern loop clock side. The sprint marker tells you you're 1.25 kilometers from the start finish gate. So here we go with the DS notes, and you can see I've broken it down into the 4 real sections: northbound east side, northern loop, southbound west side, and the southern loop. 3 laps, mile markers for each of the major sections along there. So in terms of bikes, this is a fairly lumpy route, and I think that the balanced nature of the Tron outweighs the super aero bikes, so my money goes on Tron as the best bike out there for this particular route. Let's just jump straight into the ride. It's pretty flat coming out of the gate, so you can get yourself sorted out and get in formation quickly. And it'll stay like that for about 1.2 kilometers. This is a great opportunity to get yourselves in a good formation, check in with each other on Discord, and generally get up to your maximum race pace. Not long after this, it's going to start getting really lumpy, so being sorted now will be hugely beneficial. Since we're just scooting down the side of the lake, let's take a look at the coffee club, as I always like to do. As always, a great thanks to everybody that downloads the files. I don't get anything for it other than a sense of satisfaction. For those that don't know what the coffee club is, all of the downloadables, so that's the DS notes and the bike recommendations in this case, are available free to download. The link is down in the description. Of course, if you like it, if you like those, by all means click on the little icon in the bottom right hand corner of the screen now, and you can subscribe to the channel. If you want to do more than just subscribe to the channel, why don't you just distribute the link to this video out to all your cycling buddies, particularly if they do team time trials. Gentle descent starts at 1.2, 13 and 24.6 kilometers into the ride, and that descent will lead us to the ascent that forms the clockwise Harlem Loop. Here we go around the bend, last little bit of downhill before the incline kicks in. So it's up for 400 meters and it's around 5-6%, but it does kick up a little bit. This is a great time for the climbers to show your mettle and get in front of the group and lead everyone up the hill. Not like that guy zooming on ahead. So we'll head downwards now. Do ignore my news flash there. We'll head downwards now, and the key here is to stay together on this descent. You might have the chance to super tuck, and if you do, all power to you. That's a good opportunity to conserve a little bit of energy, particularly on the second and third laps around here. Flattens out, and then as we go around the bend ahead, you are going to see the hill kick up again. And I have to say, I don't like this hill. It's only 5% for another 400 meters, but this one really seems to hurt, particularly on the third lap. This one's going to hurt, and I suspect you will lose riders at this point in time and have to make some clever decisions as to whether you slow right down for them or you leave them behind and carry on with whoever else you've got. You can see it gets up to 10% there, not for too long, but long enough. At the junction ahead is where it flattens out, and then it descends down, and then we'll go up the other side of the park. Okay, at this junction we are going to swing left and head up the side of the park. This is the southbound west side, which you will see at 4.7, 16.4 and 28 kilometers into the ride. It starts with a series of 3 bumps up around 5% each on average, and separated by short periods of either flat or even a little bit of downhill. When you get to the top, which takes you 2 kilometers, you then have a nice 1 kilometer descent down towards the famous strawberry fields. Luckily for you guys, this is not a sightseeing tour, so that's about all I'm going to tell you about Central Park. The trick with this section is to ride up there together, but just pay attention to the grade so that you're not trying to push too hard or too fast on something that's 2 or 3%. And then when you get to the flat bits like we're on now, just touch base with each other, regroup, make sure you're all still together. A little bit of downhill for respite before it kicks back up again. Right, here we are at the top, so it's a nice 1 kilometer descent. Okay, at the junction we will go left and take the clockwise route around the southern loop. This is pretty lumpy now for the next 3.2 kilometers. You're just going to stay in formation, attenuate your speed accordingly, and crack on. we're approaching the sprint now. Two things to know about the sprint. The first is that it is the indicator for a bit of an uphill push, and the second is that it is 1.25 kilometers from here to the start-finish gate. Because we're so close to the start-finish gate, you're going to be on tired legs. This is not the time to break up. Make sure you work hard to stay together. 200 meters up at 4%. Crest the hill right here. From here it's mostly downhill till we get to Catspaw Hill, and Catspaw Hill is the last little section before the finish line. Alright, half a kilometer to the end of the race. Down this hill and then Catspaw Hill kicks in. It's 400 meters from here to the line. It averages 4%, but it gets up to 9%. This is a really horrible end to a team time trial. Just work hard together, stay as a group, and finish as a team. There we go. Alright, let's take another quick look at bike choices, which for me comes down to anything on this list, but if you've got Tron, ride it. And then the DS notes, which of course you can download from the Coffee Club, link down below. And that's all you got from me. Have a great week, everyone.